Hello guys, welcome back to this series from the Zotac Cup. This is Word here, and we are jumping into Game 2 with Snute currently down 0-1. He is the red Zerg here in the upper left portion of Ohana. His opponent currently up 1-0 against him is Tefel. Again, this is a best of 3. If you're not familiar with the Zotac Cup, you probably should be. It's a very common tournament, or a very just often played, whatever I'm trying to say. It's there's a lot of Zotac Cups, man. They play it quite a lot, and it's kind of been around for quite a long time. So yeah, Zotac, other cups like it, like Playhem, they've been around a while. I can just name things that are similar to each other all day. Fire trucks are kind of like ambulances. They both have sirens, that sort of stuff. But we're going to have, of course, another ZVZ here, this time on Ohana. And both players played, nothing crazy last time. It looks like stylistically here, we see that Tefel likes to go for the extractor trick. I believe he did that last game as well, whereas Snute is more of a 9 Overlord type of guy, and might have something to do with their Zodiac signs or something like that. That'd be interesting to see if all the people who do 11, with the Overlord, the extractor trick, or maybe they're all Aquariuses. I'm not sure exactly when Snute was born. He looks like a July, though. If you haven't seen Snute before, I mean, he's blonde. Of course, he's Norwegian, so it's pretty likely he's going to be blonde. So I'm going to guess... I'm going to go ahead and guess that he is Leo. I believe Leos are in July. I'm in July and I'm a Leo, so maybe Leos are 9 Overlords, man. When I play Zerg, I build a 9 Overlord too. Anyway, whatever the hell I'm talking about, screw that, because we are going to see a relatively early pool here from Tefel. And by relatively early, I mean, in speaking terms of Zerg versus Zerg, it's relatively early. That could be, let's see, how long do we have left? 30 seconds on it. That could maybe be a 13 pool. So it's not the craziest thing in the world, but of course we see here that Snute is going for a 15 hatch. So, I mean, normally, if you go for a 15 hatch, you're more in danger if your opponent goes for a 10 pool. At this point, however, if Tefel takes gas very, very quickly off of this 13 pool, then he can start kind of piling on the pressure. We saw that he went for just speed in that last game, didn't go for banelings or anything. It's kind of interesting. That's the first ZVZ I've seen in a while. 0 banelings. 0. See that? 0 banelings. That is pretty crazy. So, wow, I never even thought of that. I don't know how that didn't occur to me in the last game. But no banelings. We'll see if that changes here on Ohana. Banelings probably would be better on Cloud Kingdom than they are on Ohana, so I mean, if neither of these guys went for Banelings last game, I wouldn't really expect them to go for them this game, but everybody does have a different style of play, and you do want to change things up, especially in any series where you're playing against the same person. Tefel is going to come in here. Now, he sees the timing of that hatch. He is going to be fully aware that Snute, of course, went for a 15 hatch. He might try to capitalize on that. In fact, we do see the gas is down. In fact, it's up. And he's going to be probably mining for speed once again. And speedlings against a 15 hatch opening with no gas are going to be very, very strong, very, very scary. Now, the thing is, of course, in ZVZ, there are no secrets. Snute's going to have his Overlord here, then he'll have an Overlord here, then he'll have one here, probably here. He's going to be able to cover pretty much every path that the Zerglings could come out of, so he's not going to be too surprised by them. The problem is, how can he prepare? If he doesn't lay down a preemptive Spinecrawler, and he is left with slowlings against a possible influx of speedlings from Tefel, who is 100% going for that speed at the start. He's pulled out of gas. I really, really like this from Tefel. I think it's going to be able to do some good damage if he gets in there. We'll see if Snute is able to hold, though. I mean, we saw that beautiful SimCity last game on Cloud Kingdom. He'll probably go for something similar here. Obviously, he's a top-level player. He's going to be very used to doing that sort of thing. And it looks like we do have the Rochemore going down very quickly here. So he's playing the exact same style. Both these guys, same game, different map, different day. Well, same day probably, but slightly different time, 20 or 30 minutes later or so. And right now Snute is actually going to be advancing pretty far to deal with that Overlord. I like how Snute here is he's actually getting 4 queens total. I think, yeah, we have one more on the way here. It's interesting. It's it almost looks like a ZVT build where he's really scared of Hellions. And he gets, four queens and like a really, really early Roachhorn. Like this early Roachhorn would be kind of ridiculous, but yeah, nah, it'd probably be pretty reasonable. Anyway, this is a ZVZ and it's between him and Tefel, so it's not relevant. But Tefel is actually not going to flood with Zerglings, or at least not yet. Maybe after this inject pops, depends what he makes here. Let's see. Looks like mostly drones, couple Zerglings, but it looks like he's not going to lay on the pressure. And that's perfectly fine. It's not like he got a ridiculously early pool. It's not like he really rushed for that speed to make sure he could do damage. He just likes to have that map control. And we are going to see the early third for both of these players. And Snute, was he actually able to scout that with this Overlord? No, he wasn't. So in this case, his third is not a reaction to his opponents. However, I believe he does see both gases, or at least he will very soon with this Overlord coming in if he decides to bring it in there. It looks like no. By the way, Christmas color Overlords, very beautiful. I believe Husky pointed that out in a cast once, and same holds true today. Meanwhile, we do, of course, have an earlier layer here for Tefel. He had that earlier gas up. Now, Snute does have the gas to start that layer. Not quite doing it yet, though. Wondering what he is going to spend it on. Currently pooling about 180 gas. Okay, so he is getting link speed this game. And really, it's good to have link speed at all times. Now, the link's going to be coming in here from Tefel, and yeah, they're going to force a cancel on this hatchery. He's not going to be able to save it. In fact, Snute, what does he have out? 2 roaches. And, you know, this is the danger of going with a roach opening. We're going to see Tefel flooding with these speedlings here. And now, okay, so he's not even going to go for the roaches. He's just going to go right for this drone line. Going to immediately start working on this queen. He should, if he can surround these roaches, which he absolutely can, they'll go down very quickly. And yeah, small amounts of roaches against speedlings, if you don't have them backed up against a wall or properly SimCity'd, they can get taken out pretty quickly. He's actually going to transfuse one of those roaches. Very nice there from Snute. And of course, he does have the extra queens. So even though the queen has been taken down, it's not going to really slow down his production at all. And that's very interesting there. You know, Tefel going with the speed play, he's kind of counteracting it, because the speedling play, if you can't pick off a lot of drones, you definitely want to pick off that queen. And in this case, it's really not going to matter. Now, we see the lair is coming up here for Snute, the game looking pretty similar. I mean, the Lings didn't pick off 13 drones this time, but they got 5. Snute right now down 46 workers to 39. We're going to see what Snute does. I mean, he's got his own speedlings now. This changes the game up a little bit. He does see the third of his opponent. This Overlord very aware of what's going on. He's like, hey, Roach, I'll see you later. Nah, they're not going to see each other. They're not friends. But now we're going to see a counterattack coming in here from Snute. What does Tefel have? The army supply is actually pretty even, slightly in Tefel's favor, but oh! Beautiful link positioning there by Snute. He's going to be able to get a full surround on all of these roaches. They are not going to be able to escape. That is a huge victory there for Snute, but is it going to be enough to march up the ramp of Tefel? I don't think so. Tefel is going to scare these guys back with some roaches of his own. Do we have +1 on the way for these players? Yes, we do. Tefel's slightly ahead. His roach speed well ahead of Snute's, and wow. This is really taking the same sort of path the last game did. Now, Snute is going to bring these Lings in here to make sure a counterattack from Tefel is not going to happen. Tefel going to be forced to pull back. And I think, yeah, okay, so Snute is going to see the speed on those roaches with some Overlord vision there. He sees that there. So he's gonna know that his window to be aggressive is not now. Because if he moves out there and he doesn't have more roaches than his opponent, pretty much all of his roaches are going to die. That is the benefit of having units that are faster than your opponents. It can put you in a pretty bad position. I'm going to go hop onto Busy there every time, guys. Every time. It's kind of a tradition at this point. Now, a couple of Snute's roaches are going to get caught out of position. The +1 for Tefel is done. He is playing off of all sorts of advantages here. And, of course, the third for Snute is late. However, Snute has a drone advantage. He was able to kill a few workers there in that initial attack. And if he can hold this off, oh, but can he hold this off? How many roaches here for Tefel? 34 on the map to the 18 of Snute. No, this hatch is going downtown. No, it's not. The roach is coming out. And, you know, killing all these roaches would be more valuable than killing that hatchery, so I don't not like that from Tefel. But he could have left like 2 roaches here just in case. Just in case something crazy happened. But yeah, that hatch is going to go down. Brutal hit there from Tefel. Very nicely done there. And he's just going to pull back. There's no reason to walk up into whatever hell awaits him on the top of this ramp, unless he just has a huge army advantage. And it's 85 to 72, not the biggest thing, especially with the defender's advantage for Snute. I don't think an attack up this ramp is really quite going to do it, especially we see Snute here setting up a good concave. He's got 1-1. His opponent is only on 1-0, and now the upgrades are starting to even out a little bit. Tefel only a little bit ahead, and he really hasn't been saturating this base at all. He's been dumping a lot of his larvae into roaches, just now building drones and an infestation pit. And right now he's just kind of containing his opponent, making sure a drone can't get out here. He could technically make this single larva into a drone and then make a hatchery. That would be pretty sneaky, but is he going to do it? Once that thing gets off a creep, it is probably going to die. That's how larvae work, right? They don't need a hatchery to live, they just need creep. I don't know. I don't play Zerg a whole lot, and I don't often see larvae die. I'm usually busy focusing on things like roach battles. Snute is going to be coming down this ramp, and the army supply is pretty even. He does have an upgrade advantage, 1-1 to 1-0. Is it going to be enough to deal with these roaches? I think it is. He's going to be coming down here now. A couple of the roaches for Snute in the back not firing, though, but of course he does have queens. He's got the reinforcements coming in. Transfuse is going down here for Snute. All these roaches on full health, and now he is going to scare Tefel away, but Tefel's third base is up and running. He's now up to 53 drones against his opponent's mere 46. And only just now is this hatchery going to come out. So Snute actually, he does have an infestation pit up. No pathogen glands started, though. Do we have pathogen glands for Mr. Tefel? Taking a look there. No pathogen glands for either of these players. They're just dumping tons of resources into roaches. Snute going to continue to be aggressive here. His window for the upgrade advantage is still here, and he is fully aware of it. His level 2 upgrade just going to finish slightly behind his opponent, so he's not in too much of a risk of being caught out. But speaking of caught out, looks like a couple of these roaches are going to get picked off on the retreat. 1, 2, 3 going down. Will it be an even 4? more of this roach. Gotta go. No. I would be so mad at the guy in front of me if he bumped me and I just died. That's kind of how I feel. I was playing Dota 2 a little bit earlier. I was retreating, and I got blocked, and then I got died. I got died, guys. It's a Dota term. No, it's not. I just made it up. Anyway, Snute is going to be coming in here now. He's got a pretty good concave here on Tefel. Is Tefel's +2 done? No, but it's only 9 seconds away, and this is actually a ridiculous S-curve of roaches coming in, but Tefel starting to peel off on the end and starting to get a good concave, but of course, defender's advantage is very, very important in Zerg versus Zerg when you're going with equal units with equal upgrades, but now Tefel is 2-0 against 1-1. Pretty interesting sort of situation to be in. Bam! Dropping that transfuse. He's got 1 extra queen, so it looks like he's sticking her with this army. Technically, no, only 1. Okay. No, he's operating off of 3 hatcheries. Forget what I was going to say there. Tefel, meanwhile, back at home, has finally started pathogen glands. He is continuing to pump roaches because it's rare you're going to find a safe point where it's okay not to produce units. Meanwhile, tons of roaches coming out here for Snute. He's going to go up to 39 and a grand total of 47 once the rest of those pop out. 48. And only +1 carapace just now starting here for Tefel as Snute's 2-1 is done. So, Roach speaking, he is definitely in an advantageous position, but we do not have pathogen glands started. In fact, Snute is going right for Hydralisks, which is an interesting choice. Now, Roach Hydra versus Roach Infester. I like Roach Hydra a little bit more. Especially in Ohana, where you can get really, really good concaves, because that weakens the use of fungals, as well as, of course, makes your particular unit stronger. But you need the Hydra range, absolutely. And if Snute gets into an engagement before that happens, that is going to be a rough day. He's going to be a sad panda, but he's in a pretty defensive position here. I don't think he plans to walk into that sort of poor engagement here. He's in a good concave. The roaches all spread out. Anything Tefel tries to send in here is going to get really, really walking into a trap. And the range, of course, it's a pretty short upgrade, 80 seconds. Not a long time. Like compared to other integral upgrades like rope speed 100 seconds, you know, things like stim or whatever, those take forever and ever and ever. And Hydra range, it makes the Hydra a good unit, man, almost a good unit anyway. And now he's gonna come in here, he's gonna break Snute's concave, but Snute not quite going to fall for it, gonna continue to spread his units. Now with Hydras mixed in, that is serious DPS. He's got the +2 done, so he's in a very good position. The 4th base is going down for Tefel. He's got a couple overlords over here taking a look at his opponent's 4th base. It'd be cool if you morph one of those into an overseer and then just dropped a changeling down, you know, kind of hold positioned it and make sure that his opponent can't build a 4th base. But of course, he actually, you know what, it's not the biggest deal in the world because you can just kill the changeling with 1 hit. But it's these things I think about when I'm talking too fast for my brain. Now, it looks like we have a really good concave here for Snute, but a beautiful fungal for Tefel is going to catch a lot of these units. The Hydra range is done. They do have that +2, but they don't have a roach wall in front of them, and the Hydras are absolute glass cannons. They will be destroyed, and it's interesting what Tefel is doing here. He's just completely bypassing the concave by continuing to move around in the circle. It's a ring around the rosy situation, but right now, he is dooming these units. It is a suicide mission. He's going to try to do what he can, pick off some valuable Hydralisks. The units lost have very, very even right now, but he gets the roach war, and that is actually huge. Snute is not going to be able to reinforce with roaches if Tefel continues to pour the units in. He's making 33 roaches behind this. He might be able to overwhelm his opponent. We do have a roach warren started here for Snute, but he's not going to be able to make any roaches, and the more roaches Tefel picks off, I just combined their 2 names there, the better position he's going to be in, because of course Snute can only produce Hydralisks, and if you're producing Hydralisks and just throwing them out there, you're going to be in that position now. Oh, look what Snute is doing here. This is beautiful. He knows Tefel's going to be sending in the reinforcements. Looks like he's finally picking off the last of these roaches. Tefel killed about a total of 9 workers in this entire game. Really not the biggest deal in the world. And anyway, what I was saying, Snute here is just picking off those reinforcements, sending them out. That is so nice. Oh, he's going to be able to get this infestor too. He forces out the fungal, which is almost like getting the infestor, but not quite. And he's going to come in here and try to do some damage himself. Worker count 61 to 53 in favor of Tefel, so he definitely wants to kill some drones. A lot of roach packs, a lot of Hydra packs all over this map, but it looks like Snute right now is pretty well defended. How many drones is he going to be able to get? He needs to get a couple more if he wants to even up that worker count. Still behind by about 7 drones there, but it looks like Tefel is going to clean this up. Tefel now on 2-1, Snute on 2-1. We don't have any other upgrades on the way for these players, but Snute is ready to get aggressive, and these Hydralisks, man, they are a big deal in this army. They are dealing 14 damage at the speed of a Marine fire. You got to be very careful about that sort of thing. Actually, is that slightly faster? Aren't Marines 0.86? Holy crap, man. Hydras are actually, they are DPS machines. It's a true story, if you didn't know it. And of course, one of the benefits of these Hydras, you're going to be able to pick off Overlords left, right, and center. Now, the creep spread for Snute is coming out here, and as a Hydralisk player, you're definitely going to want that. Hydra's very slow. If you want to mount any kind of attack and you want them to keep up with your roaches, you're going to need the creep, otherwise you're going to be in an interesting situation. And by interesting, I mean bad. What's the infestor count? Only 2 here for Tefel, so he's kind of going off pure roach. Now we have 4 more coming out, but I mean, if Snute can get there in a window where the infestors are low on energy and he has that advantage of having Hydras mixed into his army, that is going to be a big deal. But Tefel has a 4th base up. Is Snute aware of it? Why don't we take a look at his vision? Vision says yes, he sees the creep here, so that is a pretty much dead giveaway about a base being there. But what is Snute going to do about it? He's not taking a 4th base on his own, and here comes Tefel with the aggro. He's going to grab this tower. It's going to be a nice bit of information for him. He sees that the army is positioned back here with a beautiful concave here. Snute right now it's pretty much dead even. Army supplies, again, the upgrades are dead even as well. Tefel has the advantage of infestors, but Snute has the advantage of Hydralisk. It's 2 different styles of play. They're going to be clashing. 4 more infestors coming out, and you know, if you get enough infestors, you don't have to worry as much about the fungals. You can start dropping crazy infested Terrans, and since your army is roach-based, they're going to be benefiting from that plus ranged upgrade. Now, Snute is taking his 4th base over here in the 3 o'clock position. Tefel is not aware of it, but we're going to see the engagement coming down. He's actually going to get a lot of free shots off as Tefel was on the move command there. And now we're going to see, I think, a slight concave advantage for Tefel. So many Hydralisks, though. They are burning through this army, but the Roach shield for them is starting to dissipate. Is it going to be enough? The Fungal's doing pretty well here. I'm not sure if Snute can hold back Tefel. It's going to be a very, very close fight, but Tefel starting to slowly get a supply advantage. If Snute can pick off these infestors, that's going to be so huge, but good Fungals from Tefel are going to prevent him from losing those valuable units. Meanwhile, another Roach run by into the 3rd is going to pick off some workers. The worker count still in advantage Tefel by 11 workers, and that is only going to climb as the Roaches make their way into the mineral line. He's going to try and fight, do what he can. We finally have level 2 Carapace on the way here for Tefel. He started that a little while ago, but there was a little bit more actually going on. I wasn't quite able to see, but the upgrade actually pretty delayed. Now, of course, his 4th base has been up longer, and he's had a drone lead pretty much this entire game, so that income is seriously making a difference. You see how Tefel here is able to remax to 152, while Snute, and by remax, I mean just, you know, build up some more units, but Snute down to 115. He's not quite able to have the economy and production that his opponent has. I mean, Tefel's got a macro hatch. Tefel's operating off 5 hatches here. We got no macro hatch for Snute. It looks like he lost a couple queens there as well, down to only 1 queen. So his production is severely stunted, and Tefel knows it. He's going to be able to take advantage of this window. Once that +2 armor is done, I think he's going to be pushing out. Snute is now producing infestors. Pathogen glands timed with that infestor production. They are going to be coming out here, and Tefel is going to be pushing into the 4th base location. Not aware that it's there, but he knows that if it's not there, his opponent is a little bit behind, so he is going to be moving in to deny it. Doesn't want to walk into the concave, though. Snute very, very good about positioning. Look at this. He's just kind of, you know, conga-ing his army forward, and it's going to snake out in this line here. It's a tough position to be in. He's going to go back and forth, slow Hydras, getting into position. Tefel totally taking advantage of that. Now he's going to be coming up this ramp here, but there is so much stuff here for Tefel. The 2-2 has finished. It's the exact timing he was looking for, and there's just so many Roaches. I think he's just going to plow through Snute here. Snute's infestors a little bit late to the party. Going to drop some good Fungals, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. These Hydras getting mowed down. It is just not enough shielding there. Snute's supply down to 75, 81, 77, going down there, staying in those low numbers, though, and there it is. GG. Tefel is going to take the series 2-0, so very, very good ZVZ play there from Tefel. Snute's positioning was excellent. He did a really good job, but Tefel, man, he was just on top of everything. Very nice play, very good timings, and very good Ling aggression in the early game. So this is a very cool series. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to follow the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WordcastSC2. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Word5, and follow me on Twitter @Wordcast. I appreciate your viewership, and I will see you at the next cast. Word up.